Hey, what's up? What's up? Captain America and the Not So Brave New World. Now, if I was to give this movie out of 5, I would give this a 2 out of 5. It's one of those movies that has so many things going, so many good ideas. But number one, there are too many, and this feels like it comes from the 2000, the year 2020. You know, when DEI was popping. Because as much as we can all pretend, oh, see, I'm from this group, I don't care about American politics. But this completely captures the essence of DEI. In fact, a good part of this movie belongs on streaming because it feels like it was designed for streaming. It's only when the Hulk pops up that everything feels cinematic. It feels over the top. It feels bigger than, small screen. But everything else, especially around Captain America, it feels like it was designed for the small screen. Now, was I disappointed? Yes, I was disappointed. Why? Because you have so many good ideas within this movie. Samuel Stan as the villain, perfect. Because this now taps. The one thing that this movie does very well is tie loose ends from Incredible Hulk, from Eternals, and from Captain America and the Winter Soldier, the show. It ties everything together very, very well and brings them together very, very well. Actually, it feels familiar. It feels like the Marvel movie from the first and second phase. It feels very familiar. But the problem is that they had so many things happening within this one movie. You know, we have the story about Isaiah and Sam not properly explored. It's just there as a by the way to be a motivation for Sam. Then you have the old Thunder's Ross story with Samuel Stan. That's a whole different thing. And then you have now the Eternal with Antimentium. And that's a totally different story. And then you have the Serpents with Akina Esposito. Yes, they are blended in so well that it feels cohesive. But then there are just so many bits of small things. It's like a Lego set. You know, small pieces brought together in order to create this one thing. And it just makes everything feel too convoluted. Because, as I said, at one point I was like, yeah, this could be on streaming. Until Ross changes, which you've seen. Until that moment when it changes, that's when I went like, yes, this is the movie that I wanted to see. Now, here's the thing about this movie. This could have easily been two very good movies. This could have easily been two very good movies. One would have been the Captain America movie that we wanted to see with the Serpent. And that first movie would have been an introduction to Antimentium, to the idea that Antimentium now exists in the Marvel universe. Because I think the idea of the Serpent and Esposito could have been the first. Because when you think Captain America movie, it's grounded, it's street level. It's not Hulk, it's not a Hulk movie, it's grounded, it's street level, it's a very small movie. It's about people on the ground, it's about, hand-to-hand combat. That's Captain America, apart from Civil War. That's Captain America. Think of Winter Soldier. It's very, very, hand-to-hand, man-to-man. And so I thought that the first story, if they were to divide this into two, the first story would have been, this mysterious thing that is being stolen by a mysterious group called the Serpent. And so maybe you can have Thunder's Ross make a cameo. That is by now assigning Captain America, this mission. You have to go and retrieve these mysterious packages that have been stolen. Some ask, what are they? Do we know what they are? And the president goes like, no, it's just something small, we want to look at it, but we don't have enough information to actually describe whatever you're going to get. And so the movie just follows Cap trying to get that mysterious package. And then now you can have Samuel Stan coming again as a cameo within this movie, because it's not supposed to be a Hulk movie, it's supposed to be a Captain America movie. You have him come in as an assistant to Esposito. How does he assist Esposito as the leader of the Serpent? He gives him super soldiers, but it's not the super soldiers that we recognize from, the other Captain Americas. These are mini Hulks, super soldiers that can't fully transform into the Hulk, but they have the same strength. But then their hearts, because the heart plays a big role within this movie. So you have them with unstable hearts, whereby when they get to a certain level of hulking, their heart explodes and they die. So you have these super soldiers who pop up steal the whatever, and then they either naturally die or they work towards one major super soldier who's almost becoming the Hulk but is in control of himself. You have an intelligent mini soldier, super Hulks. So you have that within the first movie. And then at the end of the movie, we have a revelation that that secret package was antimentium. That thing that he went to get was antimentium, and the antimentium is coming from this huge thing from the internals. Now that will lead into the second movie. Why? Because Esposito loses, but then Samuel Stan gets enough influence in his army to now go for Ross. Now Ross has become president. He has announced that whatever they're going to get is they want to get that huge thing that appeared from the earth. It's supposed to be for America. So now you jump into the next movie, which now is a Thunder's Ross movie entirely. It's a Hulk movie because now you have Samuel Stan who has enough influence to actually leave that prison, and now he's going after Ross. So he's making his own small mini Hulks. You bring in Captain America as a cameo. Remember Civil War with Iron Man? You bring in Captain America within this particular story to work for Ross. But by the 20th minute, Ross transforms, he becomes the Hulk. And so now we follow him through the adventure as the world tries to contain the president, and the political thriller with who gets that eternal thing. So it becomes a Thunder Ross movie, but it also becomes a fully fledged Hulk movie. It's not Captain America, it's a Hulk movie featuring Captain America. And they can even make it a Samuel Stan movie, whereby they establish Samuel Stan as the next big, because I thought he was so good in this film. He was so awesome as the villain, man. He's such an interesting personality, especially based on what happened in Incredible Hulk, the events of that. If you follow up that movie into this, it's so satisfying, man. But again, I thought it was overly convoluted. Now, apart from the movie being too many things, there's also this thing with now Captain America, because, wow, Anthony Mackie as Captain America, he's different. Yeah, he's very charming, and we've already established that unlike the other Captain America, he's more of a talker. He would like to talk people out of situations. He would like to engage people, by talking to people and get them outside where they are. He prefers talking rather than actually throwing some punches, doing this all day. He's not that kind of a Captain America. But still, I don't know why. Looking at him, I just kept thinking of Falcon. Yeah, like a super Falcon. The idea of, it's so weird that when Isaiah Bradley showed up, I was like, yes, that there is Captain America. It's weird. I just felt that in terms of presence, Isaiah Bradley was a better Captain America. Even when what happens in the State House and he rounds through I was like, yes, that there feels more like a Captain America. You know why? I think number one, I had a problem with the whole flying thing because it doesn't feel grounded. That is what makes Captain America, because he's grounded. He feels grounded. He's the guy. He's super strong, yes, but he's on the guy on the ground. He's not flying around. All he has is a shield and super strength, but he does not fly around like Iron Man or fly around like Thor. He's the guy on the ground. He's the human who has supernatural powers. You get? And with some, the flying thing, I don't know. It's just not working for me. Second thing, I wish, I understand that he was buff, but I wish he was ripped. Like super ripped. And you had a moment where he did not have a shirt on and he was super ripped. You know why? So that people can go like, damn. Now that's a symbol of strength. Because when you think of Captain America, it's the symbol of strength, number one, even with the shield. Number two is the symbol of strength in terms of morality. And it's the symbol of strength in terms of leadership. I saw the symbol in strength in terms of leadership in this movie. I don't think Sam's morality was challenged in this movie. And I don't think Sam's will was challenged in this movie. This is more of a friendship. In terms of his story, it's more of him trying to get Isaiah outside prison. And all in all, I did not feel the weight of what a symbol like Captain America is supposed to be. I saw that a bit of that with Isaiah Bradley. I don't know if it's the actor, but damn, that guy, there's just a certain sense of presence with him. He's old, he's withered, you can tell that, but there's just that sense of strength, even in the look, even in the pose. When he puts on the suit, I'm like, damn, even whatever happens with whatever, when he's angry, I was like, that now makes a Captain America. Actually, I thought that if Marvel had the guts, whatever happened in Korea, especially with Isaiah Bradley, that is the movie that I would have wanted to see. A younger version of him going out into Korea and doing whatever he did. That could have been a much more interesting movie. Yeah, so Anthony Mackie, I'm not saying that he did not do a good job. I just can't buy Sam Wilson as Captain America. I'm sorry. Look, I'm a black dude, and I would want, if I was to have a son, I would want him to look up to, Sam Wilson as Captain America. But nah, I'm sorry, Sam. As Falcon, as Super Falcon, it would make more sense because there's much more of Falcon in this. I just keep seeing Falcon in this. I don't see Captain America. So now that leads me now into DEI, because this is from 2020. You remember the Marvels? This is a Captain America version of the Marvels. This is Captain America for black people. Number one, with the music. Number two, with how much African Americans are put in place for absolutely no reasons. Yeah, let me give you an example. There's a Secret Service lady. She's African American. She's given so much prominence in terms of framing, where I'm like, yeah, she should, there's something that she's going to add up somewhere. There's something that she's going to do something, because she's given so much prominence within the movie with Harrison Ford that I'm like, yeah, she has to be important. She has to, is she the one who's going to be at the end going to say something to Ross when he turns to the Hulk and he's going to realize, oh, I'm doing something wrong, and then transform back? Does she have something? Is she the one who's applying the pills? Is she working undercover? Is she the source of the signal? What's up with her? Because she's always in the frame. And yeah, nothing. Yeah, she's just a Secret Service who's just placed in place to represent diversity. I thought, okay, I'm not looking at it from a negative point. I just think that they could have done more with her. What do I mean? Maybe turn the movie around, say that you're looking at everything from her point of view. What do I mean by that? There's some people who never saw Thunder's Ross in the previous movies. For example, let's say they've never seen Incredible Hulk. They're going this afresh, they want to experience a new movie. Why not use her as the audience? This is her first job in the White House, so she comes in, she's very excited. Then she's like, I'm going to work for the president. She's calling her friends, her family, I'm going to work for the president. This is the famous Ross. She's naive. She does not know who Ross is. And so when she goes in, through her, we get to learn about Thunder's Ross. Number one, his relationship with the daughter after the events of the Incredible Hulk. Number two, his state of mind. Number three, the politics within the world, and with him being an unstable character. Maybe see things from her side. Like, you can have quiet moments with him and her when he's telling her about the daughter. Maybe he tried to call the daughter and she's not picking up, and so he gets to tell her something small about the daughter. Maybe he can tell her about why it's important for him to get the vibranium. We can get to learn, because we have a lot of moments of unnecessary exposition, which is basically Harrison Ford just telling us where they want to take the story, what is going to happen next, or why they need to get the thing. There's that lazy exposition, and I wish it would have been smarter if they would have used the young black lady, African American lady, as an entry point, as the audience, to get into this madness of what's happening in the White House, with Thunder's Ross as the president. And you can even add that up to a moment. They can even have a moment. There's a moment that she has a gun drawn out. Thunder's Ross has transformed. She's about to shoot. That was a missed opportunity to have like a super emotional moment where he's turning, he's looking at her as this person that he used to speak to, and he maybe tells her to run or get out of there. because it's out of control, to give us an idea of which state of mind that he is in, and to also give us an idea that he's a person who's trying to change, in that he does not want to hurt everyone. You know, that moment where he goes like, I've been working with you for a very long time, I'm changing, I don't know what I'm changing into, get out of here, I don't want you to die. And then now you can have him transform and do whatever happened. So that was a missed opportunity. You can even make it more interesting, whereby she can play a huge role in the story, because I think one of the biggest problem I had with this movie is the resolution. You know, the Hulk is not a joke. You just don't bring him back to normal that easily. The way they did it here, I thought that was, oh my gosh, that's something I forgot to mention. How they get back the Hulk, man, I was like, you're lying. And this was reshot. I could actually tell that it was reshot. Number one, because of the graphics. Number two, because of how everything was framed. You could tell that something different was supposed to happen within that particular period. I don't know, maybe they were supposed to kill the Hulk, but the Red Hulk, but that just did not feel right. You know, that Sam walking up to him and talking to him and telling him, you know, you're trying to be a better person. He's the Hulk. You cannot negotiate with the Hulk. He cannot understand you. He cannot hear you, especially if you are someone that he does not care for. He cannot do that. And later on, when Ross is put in jail, you see the daughter come up. Spoiler alert, you see the daughter come up, and then they have that nice conversation. And I'm like, why didn't you use her before? You had an opportunity. You had an opportunity. You know, because when Sam is facing off the Hulk at the last final moment, dude has nothing to protect himself. You know, stuff has been ripped out of him. Actually, he wishes that he had the super serum. He wishes that he had strength, because he knew whatever he was about to do was not a good idea. So why not make that interesting by, number one, during the opening, you have him try to call the daughter. She does not pick up. Then the African-American Secret Service lady comes in, and then they talk about how he feels about the daughter, how he wishes the daughter would just pick up the phone and talk to him, because he yearns to talk to the daughter, because he misses her. And then she takes that note, and then when you get now to the final fighting scene, you have a moment when he's transforming. Sam asks the Secret Service lady, did you make the call? And she goes like, yeah, I made the call. So that now when he transforms and Sam is unprotected, and the Hulk has gone full berserk, because I thought that was another missed opportunity. This is the Red Hulk. We don't see him go full berserk, as in he becomes so radioactive that everything that is close to him starts to burn, and he's going, now I'm going to destroy everything. Then during that moment, you can have a chopper with the daughter show up, and he's just about to attack that chopper, and then he sees the daughter, and then that takes him off. You know, that like snaps him back to reality for a bit, and that now gives him the opportunity to actually talk to Sam. Because how he gets the opportunity to talk to the Sam, I thought that was no, you could feel the rewrites. You could feel like, no, that doesn't feel right. Let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. No. Let's have him injured. But this is the Hulk. When you injure the Hulk, he heals, and then he comes full out to actually try to destroy you. You know how mad the Hulk gets. Yeah. So as I was saying, you can have that moment where he sees the daughter in a chopper, and then it snaps him back, and then now that gives Sam the opportunity to actually talk to him. You get? So I thought this was a very, very messy movie. Harrison Ford is awesome. As I said, I wish he was given his own movie, like a Thunder Rosa movie. You know, a Thunder Rosa movie where it's just him versus Samuel Stan and a few other Hulks. But yeah, so basically that's it. If you're thinking about going to see this in the cinemas, I'm going to be very honest with you. The last 10 minutes are the most interesting part. Yeah, with the Hulk, that's the most interesting part about this movie. Everything else is jumbled up. There's a lot of DEI. Yeah, if you're not into that, there's a lot of that in here. I don't care what people say, because a lot of people may not talk about it, but there's something I like to call the diversity assembly, whereby you see characters placed deliberately to show us that they are pro-diversity. There's one in a club where Sam is walking out, and you see some people, and you're like, diversity, inclusion. Fucking hell, I don't, that put me off immediately. going into this movie. And then you see some decisions that are made with particular characters. You go like black, African American, also this is Captain America for black people. That's how I felt. That is what was presented. It just did not feel like a Captain America. This felt like after the events of 2020 with whatever happened to that guy who was Nanid, they went like, no, now we need to make a Captain America for black people. We need the sidekick to be white. Yeah, we need the black people to be in the front line. That's how it felt. And women. Yeah, so that's just how it felt. Watch it in the theaters or streaming. Wait for it on streaming. Yeah, don't bother. Everything that you see, even with the final fight, you've already seen it in the trailers. So basically that's it. Remember to always watch what you enjoy and enjoy what you watch. I shall see you on the next one. Adios.